Hi, everybody, and welcome to our Wednesday, the 12th update on Thai news. And we've got a reasonably sunny day today along the shores of Panga. A little bit windy, but it is abating. So hopefully the weather is okay where you are, although it's the wet season. So we are going to get some moisture, aren't we? Now, a really sad story overnight. Fire overwhelms Chatuchak Market's pet zone. This is from Nation, Thailand. More than 1,000 pets and ornamental fish were reportedly killed after fire broke out in the Chatuchak Market in Bangkok in the early hours of Tuesday. The fire ignited around about 4:30 a.m., burning all 118 stores in, it's called the Chatuchak Market's Pet Zone, been there many times. Animals affected by the fire included dogs, cats, rabbits, snakes, birds, Siamese fighting fish and chickens. No people were injured during the incident. Just some video there from the Bangkok Post. A pretty furious fire. More than 10 water trucks were deployed to the scene. Firefighters took about an hour to extinguish the flames. An investigation is underway to determine the cause of the fire. The story has been covered internationally. Al Jazeera, Thai market fire consumes hundreds of caged animals. The Washington Post, Thailand's Chatuchak weekend market. Fire kills hundreds of caged animals. Associated Press, Chatuchak market fire, hundreds of caged animals killed in Thailand. BBC, Thailand, Chatuchak market fire kills 1,000 animals. More information from Bangkok Post, their headline, thousands of pets die in fire at Chatuchak Market. And clearly the exact number of animals killed is not really known, somewhere between hundreds and thousands, appalling nonetheless. And the Chatuchak District Office reported the fire started around 4:10 a.m., a bit earlier than the other reports, where there were 118 pet shops in an area of 1,400 square metres. And the market's behind the JJ Mall shopping centre on Kampang Pet 3 Road. A Chatuchak Market, the biggest market in Bangkok, open on Fridays, Saturdays, Sundays, also known as the weekend market, also known as JJ's. It's just one of those places that a lot of tourists go, and so much to be seen there, including the, well, rather infamous pet section where there are pets that you probably wouldn't usually see available for sale, but it looks like many of them have perished. One vendor said the fire started in a dog shop where the owners normally left electric fans turned on all night to ensure the animals' comfort. The vendor believed thousands of animals had died in the fire, which spread through the market area. I'm pretty sure the market will be open for Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Get out there and support the vendors. It's easy enough to get to. It's a SkyTrain trip. It's one of the SkyTrain stops. I think it's called Chatuchak Market. Been there many times. Now, an update on the American who went missing over the weekend, swimming with his 3-year-old child. Calsot English reports Phuket officials find body of American swept away at Rawai Beach. Well, actually, it's Nai Harn Beach in the district of Rawai down the south of the island. Probably, well, no, surely the prettiest beach in Phuket. The story says that a 49-year-old American man who quit his job in the US and moved to Thailand to be with his 3.5-year-old child was found dead. His body washed up on Rawai Beach, Phuket, after he was swept away on Sunday afternoon. And the search team officials found the body of James Everett Dubois, a 49-year-old American, found midnight on Monday at Nai Harn Beach. A sad reminder of how treacherous it can get along the west coast of the Andaman beaches this time of the year. A big day today in Thai politics. I did a special TNT extra about it last night, and we won't be talking about it much now because there's really not much more to add, except that the Move Forward Party and Pita Limjaroenrat and some of the other leading members of the Move Forward Party are facing the Constitutional Court today. We think there will be a decision today, and if there is, we will make sure we get that information to you on a YouTube video ASAP. So keep tuned. But it seems from what the punters are saying that the Constitutional Court may be inclined to disband the Move Forward Party. But look, we really don't know, and we'll have to await that announcement. To this next story, we go to ThaiPBSworld.com. And the Cabinet approves new regulation to deal with small-scale drug dealers and a person who possesses one methamphetamine, that's a yaba tablet, or 100 milligrams of crystal methamphetamine, instead of five yaba tablets or 500 milligrams of ice, will now be considered to be a drug user under Cabinet resolution passed yesterday. And a government spokesperson said the idea to cut down the amount of the two illegal narcotics in the possession of any individual is to reduce the large number of small-scale drug dealers. He also said that possession of one yaba tablet or 100 milligrams of ice will now not be regarded as a serious offence, and the offender will be subject to rehabilitation, adding, however, that this will be considered along with the other conduct and the severity of the addiction of the offender. And Thailand has of late been flooded with yaba, most of it smuggled through the porous border with Myanmar by hill tribe armed guards who are associated with the ethnic minority forces in Myanmar. This area, also known as the Golden Triangle, way up there in the north of Thailand on the borders with Myanmar and Laos. Thai anti-narcotics and security sources said the escalating civil war in Myanmar between government troops and the rebel forces has prompted the sharp increase in the production and smuggling of cheap yaba pills into Thailand to raise funds for their war efforts. So just another one of the unintended consequences of that civil war carrying on in Myanmar at the moment. Now, to a story that many would be aware of some 10, 20 years ago when it made the headlines. This is an update about Gary Glitter, also known as Paul Gadd. Now, featured in BangkokPost.com, pedophile pop star Gary Glitter ordered to pay damages. And former British pop singer Gary Glitter was ordered on Tuesday to pay a woman some £508,000 in damages to a woman he sexually abused when she was a child. The 80-year-old, whose real name is Paul Gadd, shot to fame in the 70s as a glam rock star before he was later repeatedly convicted and jailed for child sex crimes. And Gadd was sentenced to 16 years in prison in 2015 after being found guilty of indecently assaulting three girls in the 1970s. One of those three victims, who said she was 12 when Gadd raped and sexually assaulted her, sued the singer at London's High Court for damages caused by the abuse. And Gadd was first jailed in 1999 for possession of child pornography and later moved to Cambodia, but was deported in 2002 due to suspected sex offences. In 2006, a Vietnamese court convicted him of committing obscene acts with two girls aged 10 and 11, sentenced him to 4 years in jail. Then Gadd flew to Thailand after being expelled from Vietnam. On arrival in Bangkok, he tried faking illness to avoid having to board a flight to Britain. But on his return to Britain, he was placed on a sex offenders list, but was later arrested and convicted of indecently assaulting three girls. He was sentenced to 16 years in prison in 2015. And then finally, he was released in February last year, but was returned to jail the following month for breaching the conditions of his release. Paul Gadd, now an 80-year-old incarcerated man. We expect he'll probably die in jail. To this next story, we go to the BangkokPost.com. PM blames court case for Thai stock exchange decline. Well, it's not so much court case, but court cases. We'll get to that. And the Prime Minister Srettha Thavisin yesterday admitted that the current political situation could be affecting the stock market, which hit a 4-year low on Monday. Analysts have cited three major court cases that could have ramifications for the Thai political landscape as a major contributor to current investor unease. The Prime Minister said it's about stock market sentiment. Last Friday, the Prime Minister submitted his defence to the Constitutional Court in a case involving the appointment of Pitchett Chuanban as a PM's office minister. I won't go into it now, but Pitchett served several months in prison, a former convict, one of a few in the Thai cabinet. And then the Constitutional Court also scheduled to consider a dissolution case brought against the opposition Move Forward Party today, which we mentioned earlier, and the former Premier Thaksin Shinawatra is scheduled to report to the Attorney General on June the 18th, so the indictment process can begin in his Lese Majeste case. And the index fell to a low of 1,313 points around the close of the morning session, the lowest since March 23, back in 2020. So apart from everything else, just keep an eye on the SET if the Constitutional Court disbands the Move Forward Party today. And heading to the Gulf of Thailand now, this story from PatiaMail.com. And 10 Thai crew rescued after container ship sinks in the Gulf of Thailand. And a Thai cargo ship was struck by stormy weather and sank in the Gulf of Thailand on June the 9th. The 63-year-old captain of the container cargo ship Chiang Lan made a distress call to the Navy, reporting the vessel carrying 9 Thai crew members encountered severe weather, resulted in leakage and eventual sinking at 12:55 p.m. near Rong Island in Cambodia. The rescue operation successfully retrieved all 10 crew members, that's the 9 crew and the captain, who were then brought ashore to a tourist pier in Sihanouk. It looks like plenty of containers left floating around there where the boat sank. I'd be fascinated to know what's inside those containers. Now, we will bring you up to date if there's any announcements from the Constitutional Court. We'll be keeping an eye on that all day. My Mercedes arrives back from Bangkok today, so we'll probably do a bit of a TNT extra on that. The old 1983 Mercedes, alive and kicking. Hopefully, though, you're up to date today with some of the things happening around Thailand. Please subscribe to the channel. Please support our sponsors, and we look forward to seeing you tomorrow.